Welcome back to episode 2 of the Talk Tua podcast. Officially now is known as now the Ball Knowers. But today we're going to talk Tua
Yes, sir.
and football. Maybe some UFC because we did watch that yesterday.
We did. Shout out Noche UFC.
Shout out Noche at the Sphere.
Shout out Noche at the Sphere.
And I saw a tweet. Somebody said that one of those fights was fight of the year, and I don't think there were any fights last night that were like that exciting.
I was gonna say I don't know, and I know like we were. It wasn't like our most, or at least for me, wasn't my most locked in performance of watching fights.
No, I was half paying attention the whole time.
I don't know if there was like a memorable moment.
No, I think that the O'Malley Nadar, is that his name? Marab.
Marab?
Yeah, that fight was like fun, but like
No, Marab's sick. It's just like I don't know.
I fully expected O'Malley to just kind of beat the shit out of him, and it just didn't happen.
We're in a weird era now. The UFC. I feel like a lot of their more exciting champions have lost. We're in a grappler's era right now.
Oh, we're in the. Isn't that what Khabib was like?
Yeah. Nothing like Eastern European grapplers.
Nothing like some Russian grapplers.
Well, it's crazy because Khabib was like that, but at least when he was like, he had a nice, like, rogues gallery of strikers that talk shit that he could fight that people like.
Yeah, he was good at like. I mean, he beat the fuck out of McGregor. That might be like one of the best fights I've ever seen.
I think the McGregor, just that era of UFC to live through the golden era through that.
That was a good. That's kind of like peak UFC.
No, I think that is peak. It's definitely gone hill. It's never been better and it's been worse. It's never been better before or after the Conor era.
There was that fight at UFC 300 where it was the last round. I forget what fight it was, but it was like 10 seconds left of the last round.
The Max Holloway fight?
And that they like that dude just does this, and then he just swings and almost kills a man.
But knocked him out with like what, 2 seconds left?
Oh, that was a beautiful fight.
I think that might still just be fight of the year.
I think that's fight of the year.
That has to be like fight of the year, knockout of the year.
That wasn't even like I don't even remember what the main card was that for 300. I don't think it was all that good.
I'm trying to think 300. Oh, that would have been the rematch between Pereira and Yuri.
Oh yeah. And that was that fight was alright.
It was all right.
Alright, but well, week 1 of the NFL is in the books. We had some fun upsets. Patriots beating the Bengals being something
The most
I would have never expected in my life. Being
the
a
most
Patriots
fun
fan.
upset.
Yeah, the Patriots are legit supposed to be awful, and I don't want them to pull out like 6-7 wins and fall out of the top 5.
Why not? You got a quarterback.
Yeah, but like they still need an offense. They had a guy. Okay, so there was their starting left tackle last week. Oh fuck, what? He has one of those names that's really hard to pronounce, like Chakuma something. I don't remember. He played 12 snaps and had the lowest PFF grade for a tackle like in years. And then yesterday he gets put on whatever the fuck is called the left list by the Patriots, and he just quit the team because he got benched after playing 12 snaps. He had like a PFF grade of 10. It's absolutely insane.
You talking about Chukwuma
Yeah.
Okafor?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think his last name's all that crazy to pronounce, but his first name's insane. Shout Chucks.
So who's your new left tackle? Lowe?
But yeah, Vidarian Lowe. He's kind of ass too, but
Let's get Caden Wallace some snaps, huh?
I think that guy might be good. I like City So a lot, but he's not playing. He's hurt. And I like Cole Strange a lot, even though they shouldn't have drafted him 28th overall. That man is like my size and plays left guard in the NFL. That doesn't really make much sense. But you know,
That Okafor guy that quit, I guess he's walking away from $4 million.
yeah,
If he doesn't come back.
I probably would too if I sucked at football. I mean, maybe don't let Jacoby Brissett what's funny enough is the Patriots O line is supposed to be like at like the worst part of the team, and they didn't let up a sack against the Bengals. They had Dax Hill had a sack, but I don't think that's really on the O line. That was a safety blitz. I don't really think. But week 2 starts in an hour.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, week 2 started on started on Thursday, and I was reading this morning. Shout out Tua. He should never play football ever again, and I really mean that. I've never seen another human take so many fucking hits, and then still be like, I want to play football. We have seen this man seize up on a football field twice at least after getting hit in the head.
Damn.
And I mean, I know like that the last time we saw it was 2 years ago, and he played.
Wasn't that also on a Thursday night game?
Yeah, because he got a concussion on a Sunday, and then
another one on Thursday,
and then they let him play Thursday for some reason, and then he got hit. He got like slammed in the head again, and GG's. Kansas State, Skylar Thompson started the playoff game that year.
Maybe the fix is we don't let Tua play Thursdays.
I mean, maybe. I mean, that would be kind of funny.
The Dolphins are banned from playing Thursday night football games.
We just can't let them play Thursday night anymore.
That's
if they play
at least on Prime. At least on Prime.
If he wants to play, he has to wear the Guardian helmet.
I think he needs to have give him the red jersey like they do in practice, where he can't be hit.
Dude, they were just playing flag.
It's the Tua rule.
The Tua rule.
Let's just get Tua to play. Isn't you say flag football's in the Olympics?
Yeah, we should just let it.
That's Tua's future. That's his future now. We're done playing tackle. Let's get him for the Olympics. Train up.
That'd be fun. I would love if our flag football team had some NFL players on it, but the flag football players seem to be very adverse to that, which is kind of funny because there's that 38-year-old star quarterback who's like, I have a higher football IQ than Patrick Mahomes, and then there's footage out there of him throwing into quadruple coverage playing flag football. It's like, come on, man, get Patrick. I also don't like Patrick Mahomes, but come on.
That's what we need Tua. Tua's our savior for flag football.
And he's a lefty, so
he's our Jimmer Fredette for 3v3 basketball, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm a letdown like they did.
But yeah, so Tua, I mean the Bills destroyed them, which I don't think anybody didn't really expect that to happen. But
before the game, it's all Dolphins hype. People thought the Bills were gonna be ass this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I last week predicted the Bills wouldn't make the playoffs, and I think I'm already well on my way to being wrong about that one.
We strike that from the record. It's good.
So I don't know. It's week 1 is always fun because it's essentially just the preseason. Week 4, you don't really know who's good, who's bad. I mean, again, I said the Panthers would be good. Maybe not good, but better than they were last year, and then they got 50 put on them, and Bryce Young looks like he plays JV football for a high school. So,
all jokes aside, Bryce Young might be our flag football quarterback in 4 years.
I mean, that could happen.
No, we were Bryce Young ain't that bad, and then watching the game, Bryce Young might be one of the worst picks ever.
And I don't think it's Bryce Young's fault. I don't think Bryce Young himself is bad. I mean, he's a Heisman winner.
You're right.
I mean, he was he was in the last 10 years. He's probably the worst Alabama quarterback we've ever seen. But
I don't know. People love Bryce Young, right? Especially in college. The CJ Stroud now is really flipped going into the draft. You know what I mean?
I also thought CJ Stroud was going to be ass.
I feel like that's Michigan bias. I mean, for us, you know, fuck CJ Stroud.
Yeah, also fuck CJ. Yeah, but
I remember coming in that draft, people were CJ Stroud's never done anything. At least Bryce Young's won a playoff. You know?
Yeah.
He didn't win a title either, did he, at Alabama?
No, I think he's like one of the few to never win one. I think
Damn.
that's like his blemish. Is like he had the worst receiving core of any of like you take in the last 10 years. Tua was thrown to Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle. So was Mac
And Ruggs.
and Jerry Jeudy.
The speedster, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, like. Plus, they had guys like Derrick. Derrick Henry went to Alabama. Am I dumb?
Yes, they had all the Josh Jacobs, Alabama. I mean, they had like the Ridley brothers. They go to Alabama, right? Or at least one of them.
Calvin Ridley went to Alabama, and then you got like Damian Harris,
David Harris,
OJ Howard,
Josh Jacobs, running backs. Who else we got? Like all the defensive players. You got to think every.
Yeah, they have every defensive All-Pro in the league, pretty much.
Oh, I mean, offensive linemen they had too. They go pro.
Yeah, Nick Saban is kind of the GOAT.
I know. I saw a bunch of like Nick Saban stuff the other day, and I was like, man, this man was. I'm like, why am I already? I'm like, I've hated Alabama. I can't be already like semi nostalgic for Nick Saban in college football when I've hated Alabama.
I've always liked Alabama. Like, I understand the hate they get because they've been good for 20 years, but like, I've always kind of fucked with Nick Saban because he's just Belichick.
No, I like Nick Saban. I don't know. Before, there was a while where I just didn't like the SEC.
I feel that.
I thought they were just overrated.
Well, I mean, it sucks because like, I think the SEC probably gets the best pool of players because the best players come from Texas and Florida.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of hard to balance that.
It's like, wow, the conference where more of these schools play football is more important than any other sport or is better at football. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's like you gotta take like Texas high school football is like the biggest thing in the state.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird. They have like 30,000 seat stadiums for high school football.
No, more people are going to watch high school, like Division III Texas high school football than going to watch the Panthers.
I have never been to a high school football game in my goddamn life. I could not give two fucks.
I went to one.
But actually, Nixa, I think it's Nixa, has like the best player in the country.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. They have I think there's a DN from Kickapoo that committed to Tennessee. And then Nixa's quarterback, and they have a tackle. I think one of them committed to Georgia.
Look this up.
I might be wrong there, but Springfield's claim to fame, Dorial Green Beckham, the GOAT. That man was generational. Couldn't stay off the weed.
So, yeah, Glendale's D lineman just committed to Tennessee.
What's his name?
Kellen Lindstrom.
There we go.
He's 6'5", 235.
God damn.
Just a 3-star prospect, though, but the number 12 prospect in all of Missouri.
That's crazy.
I have another Springfield guy here. Obviously, it's mostly St. Louis and fucking Kansas City up here.
Apparently, that's why Missouri State.
Republic's tied in, just committed to Arkansas State.
That's cool.
We got a Michigan State player in here. Mizzou, obviously.
Fuck Michigan State.
The tight end from Republic or Peculiar, Missouri. He just committed to Georgia. And then obviously there's a receiver from St. Louis that committed to Oregon. We have an offensive lineman from KC that is going to Michigan, and a wide receiver from St. Louis is going to Texas.
That's tight.
A lot of Mizzou's in here. Why is there 4 kids going to Oregon from Mizzou? What the fuck's going on? What's Oregon doing down here?
See, I was reading about Missouri State's like recruiting, and apparently they do not touch Kansas City and St. Louis at all, which is why their recruiting is just like that's why they suck. I was gonna go yesterday. They played Lindenwood, which apparently they like destroyed them, but I was gonna go to that game yesterday. Next year when they go to Conference USA,
We gotta go.
I mean, I'm gonna go. They play SMU at Missouri State. I'm definitely
Oh.
going. I'm definitely going to that. I'm not missing SMU.
I will be there.
The fact that they get like a good team at home, like SMU is like a decent college football program. Like that is crazy. All right. Let me pull up the NFL Week 2 schedule here. All right.
Hey, they also host UT Martin next year. I only have 3 games up right now
Yeah.
on their schedule.
Their schedule is weird. Like they have like the first game of the season I think planned out to like 2030. Because
They play at Marshall next year.
Yeah, that's because their first game every year is their money game, so it's like they get paid millions of dollars to go to Arkansas or Mizzou or. One year they played Oregon and got beat 70,
Got blown.
70
I
to
remember
nothing. That was a good time. That was like right after Mariota left, I think.
I remember that game.
Good times. All right, so Raiders Ravens.
We walking down the schedule?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's get a Ravens bounce back win at home.
Ravens by a mile.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I
think this is like a Lamar like 30-point, 40-point game.
I got a Lamar over 50 rushing yard parlay hitting today. We'll go over that once I get over the schedule. So I have 3 different parlays today. We've hit full degen.
Yes, sir.
All right. After that, Chargers Panthers. This is another one. I think the Chargers just obliterate.
Chargers by a mile, and this is when the Jim Harbaugh. I know it's 2 games, but this is the Jim Harbaugh Coach of the Year. We're gonna spend all next week on ESPN talking about that.
Oh, 100%. Saints Cowboys. This is a game where the Saints come back down to earth and they just get obliterated. This is the Cowboys home opener.
See, I was thinking the opposite.
Oh, where the Saints come in and.
Well, I'm thinking like it's gonna be Saints win by like a field goal, and this is the Cowboys suck, blow everything up game. They're bums. They're trash.
I mean, that could be it too.
And then they come back and they still finish like I don't know. I was gonna say like they're still gonna win the division. It's week 2.
Well, the thing is they won't win the division because there hasn't been a repeat NFC East champion in 20 years. So
that is true. You're right. They won last year. That's the Eagles' year.
So the Eagles have to win it this year because the Commanders and Giants are ass.
I'm looking at these next 2 games, and we'll get to it in a second. But one of these teams, I feel like the wrong team's gonna win, and we're gonna have the wrong idea coming out of the game.
Talking about Bucks Lions.
Yeah.
Bucks Lions is a weird one.
Because I feel like this is like.
This game.
Bucks get revenge from last year in the playoffs. They win, and everyone's like, "Man, are the Bucks good?"
Yeah, I think the Lions. I mean, it was a high-scoring game. I think that game went into OT and playoffs did. Yeah, right. So like, I think both of these teams are closer than we think. Like in how talented they are.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Lions' defense got better, but they still kind of let a banged-up Rams go the distance with them, which, I mean, they let the Rams go with down like 7 O-linemen, and they played to overtime. So it's like Aiden Hutchinson didn't get a sack till the end of the 4th quarter. So it's like, what are we doing here? If you can't get a sack against a backup like right tackle, what are we doing?
No, I think the Lions, at least, I think their offense is really good. I think the team as a whole has been kind of overrated.
Yeah.
And I think the Bucks, like you say, I think the Bucks have been kind of like collectively.
I think they're like perfectly rated across the board. Like,
yeah,
maybe slightly underrated. Like, I think Baker has the potential to be really, really good. But
were they last year? 9 wins?
Yeah, they went 9-8.
That's like the best they can do.
Yeah.
Like if they went like anything crazier than like 10 wins, I'd be like, that is insane.
If they hit double-digit wins, I'll be like, that's crazy.
Unless that division is just ass, which it quite possibly could be.
I think it will be. After I don't want to overreact to week 1, but I think the Panthers will be ass. The Falcons could also be ass. They play on
And I
Monday.
think we think the Saints will be ass and are ass.
Which once we get to it, there is big news about tomorrow night's Monday Night Football game. But I will get to it in a second.
Oh. No, I saw where like I think it was like Bill Simmons or something. They bet like under 23 wins or something crazy like that, or under 26 wins for the whole division combined or something like that.
That's doable.
It was like the lowest odds they took, and they're like, "We got this." He's like, "I actually think this will hit."
I mean, if the Bucks are the best team and their ceiling is 10,
Yeah, because he's like, the Panthers shouldn't win no more than like 3 games.
and then the Saints probably won't.
They were
win more
flipped
than
because they
4.
thought the Falcons would win like 9 or 10, and everyone else would be like under 5 wins, under 6 wins.
We'll get to the Falcons later, but they have more issues than we thought.
You know what though? I'm
gonna take the Lions. I think.
gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna switch up. I'm taking the Lions and the Cowboys in both these games. Let's get some homes.
Packers Colts. This game would be way more fun if Jordan Love was playing, but Malik Willis is ass. So
I've seen people still pick Packers. This is this is easy. Colts go into Lambeau and win. Everyone talks about AR for a little bit.
The only way they win this game is if Malik Willis doesn't throw a single pass and Josh Jacobs rushes for 200 yards.
That could happen.
And that could happen. I just don't think
the Packers have a good defense too.
Also, Jonathan Taylor will be going insane today because the Packers D-line is ass. Browns Jaguars. This is one of the funnier games of the week because Deshaun Watson is now under investigation again.
For the same stuff?
Getting sued again for the same shit.
Get him out of the league.
And it's also funny because it's right after his like worst performance, maybe ever. That man, like, normally, you know, Robert Kraft woke up one morning of an AFC Championship game, flew from Boston to Miami, got a tuggy, and then flew to Kansas City and went to a Super Bowl.
What a man.
He's only done that once that we know of. I'm sure he does it all the time. Deshaun Watson allegedly did that like 25 times, and he has gotten significantly worse. I mean, Deshaun Watson is a bum. An actual bum. I saw Big Cat on PMT was like, I think we can argue now that Deshaun Watson is a worse football player than he is a person.
I saw that. And PFT was like, he is a bad player.
But he's also a bad person.
And he also is a bad person. But they're like, is he a worse player than person?
That's tough.
I have the Jags in this. I think the Jags probably should have won last week. They blew the game.
This is where we get to see Mac Jones play in garbage time.
I actually like Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I do
and I
too.
feel like the Jags, they might need a bad year to fire Doug Peterson to come back. Just remind me Dougie P's last year. Do you like Doug P?
I kind of fuck with Dougie P.
I like his hair. I like the gray.
I think the thing with, I mean, unless they can get like a Ben Johnson or something, I don't see a reason why they should fire him.
Ben Johnson probably be available. He probably want to leave.
He probably, if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, I bet he leaves.
And then if the Jaguars are open, I mean, it's a better spot than. That'll be a different set. We got to figure out what jobs could be open next year.
That's a good episode when we have when we can remember to record on a Friday and not an hour before games start. We're
getting there, folks.
We gotta get our shit together, brothers.
We do.
Niners Vikings. I'm gonna take the Jags. Niners Vikings. This actually could be a fun game. It's the Sam Darnold revenge game because he was a Niner last year.
Can I tell you something?
You think the Vikings could win?
I think the Vikings could win. It's week 2. This is the time to beat the Niners. No CMC.
That's true.
They had that.
Patriots play in a couple weeks.
I picked who they play last week. The Packers. They played. The fuck did they play?
They played the Giants.
The Jets.
The Giants. Oh, the Niners. The Niners played the Jets.
Niners. My bad. I was talking about that. Yeah. The Niners played the Jets, and I think most people were picking the Jets to win that game. I thought it'd be a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but then they blow the fuck out. So maybe the Niners just come into Minnesota and beat the fuck out of Sam Darnold, huh? Kyle Shanahan said, "This guy, we started Brock Purdy over this guy."
That is true.
His ass, and he wasn't good. He wasn't really that good in the one game he played for him.
No.
Against the Rams.
I think Brock Purdy This could be the Brock Purdy coming out party again. Like, he might go off today.
Who was the Rams quarterback last year in that game? Because it was not Stafford when they had the two backups going at each other.
Who knows?
It was Sam Darnold and something. Was that week 18?
No, it's not John Wolford.
John Wolford. What a I remember he almost started a playoff game last year. Or a couple years ago.
When he snapped his neck.
Yeah, I think he did. But then they put what's his name, Jared Goff, back out there in the last golf season with a busted ass fucking.
I remember that. The good old days.
God forbid. It was Carson Wentz versus Sam Darnold.
Carson Wentz being a Ram.
I forgot about that because I remember they signed his ass.
I completely forgot about Carson Wentz playing for the Rams. He was ass too, wasn't he?
They won that game 21-20 Rams.
That's insane. But yeah, I'm gonna take the 49ers here.
Carson Wentz threw 2 interceptions in that game.
Oh, fucking legend.
And Sam Darnold had a fumble to lose the game.
Oh my god. Sam Darnold will, I think this is being a Patriots fan, hating the Jets is kind of like a thing. I don't really I don't love them obviously, but I don't hate them. But Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson, I think maybe the 2 funniest quarterbacks I've ever seen play a game.
So the Rams punt the ball with 2:53. We'll get out of this game. And then I just love it because he has the ball driving. I'm looking at the stat log. It's 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 on the Niners 40, and then game ending.
Incredible.
He fumbles the ball.
Incredible. All right. Now, my personal game of the week, the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Ooh.
This is the Super Bowl 49 game. The Patriots, the keeper of the lighthouse this week is Malcolm Butler. It's the home opener. It's the first,
You brought it back?
It's the first Patriots-Seahawks matchup since 1990 something without Pete Carroll or Belichick. It's a Super Bowl rematch from 10 years ago. Except if you told me in 10 years Jacoby Brissett and Geno Smith would be playing against each other and not Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, I would probably blow my brains out. But whatever.
No, it's crazy you say that because it would have been if we go back to 16, right?
Yeah.
17. And we say, hey, in 2024, the Seahawks and Patriots will play each other in a regular season game, and it won't be Tom Brady, and it won't be Russell Wilson. That makes sense, because it's in the future.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Then when you say it's not young quarterbacks,
it's 2 old.
we're having 2 contemporary quarterbacks who are ass in 2017.
Yeah.
They were bad. They were bench players then, and now they're leading. They're going to replace these players. We're going to convince. In the Geno Smith case, we're going to convince ourselves that Geno Smith has turned a page and is leaps and bounds better than Russell Wilson. He had 1 good season.
That comeback player of the year season, which he didn't come back from anything.
They wrote me off. I just didn't write back.
Yeah, he.
What does that mean?
He came back from being ass. Everybody talks.
Wouldn't that mean you would want to write back if they wrote you off? That you would write back? So he and I wrote back. He was just saying, and I wrote back.
It's funny because everybody talks about how hard of a line that is, but it's
not hard.
It's not hard at all. It's one of the. It's not dumb, but it's one of the kind of the.
It's a corny line.
It's corny. Yeah, it's corny as fuck.
It's one of those ones. He says that. It's he says that, and then it's the gong goes off, and then we instantly hit some rap music, and now we start the Geno Smith edit. Yeah. They wrote me off. I didn't write back, and then it's oh, here's Playboy Cardi of Geno Smith. We're getting 5 Geno Smith highlights because he has 5 with the Seahawks and none with the Jets and Giants.
No, his highlight with the Jets is when IK and Ninkampali broke his jaw over some gambling debts in the locker room.
Wasn't he drafted to replace Eli?
No, he was drafted by the Jets.
Was he by the Jets? Didn't he go to the Giants right after?
He was the quarterback that Ben DiNucci benched Eli Manning for.
That's what I thought. I was I know he was the first one to.
And then Geno Smith was so ass.
They brought Eli back.
That Ben DiNucci got fired, and Eli Manning was in the next game. They broke Eli Manning's 15 year. Not was that long. It was a 10 or 12
No, it was
year,
his. He had the second longest streak.
Yeah, they broke that for a game. If I was Eli, I would hate Ben DiNucci.
And the
Not
Giants.
not Ben DiNucci. Oh my God, what is his name? He's on the Patriots. What is his name?
I bet. You think Ben Judge? Is it no Joe Judge? It was a guy before Joe Judge.
Ben
Was the Giants.
McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo.
He's on
With
the-
the glasses,
Yeah.
the slick back hair. Bill McAdoo.
Yeah, he looks like a pedo. Yeah, he's on
You
the-
said Ben DiNucci, and I completely agreed. But Ben DiNucci was a Cowboys backup at one point.
Yeah, he's
right.
He's in the UFL, I think.
Ben DiNucci. I remember the TikTok edits of that.
But yeah. So I personally, the Patriots, I think, will win this game. I think the Seahawks are ass.
Fuck Geno Smith, dog.
Fuck Geno Smith. It also like I had another friend this morning be like, I'm picking the Seahawks, and I was like, why? And he was like, I don't know, I just think they'll win. And I was like, look, if the Patriots do what they did to Joe Burrow, they're gonna do it to Geno. And I was like, the only thing is that Geno Smith is significantly worse than Joe Burrow. And on top of that, but the only thing is that Joe Burrow didn't have his receivers. T. Higgins didn't play. Jamar Chase was too busy shitting his pants. And I mean, so like, there's a reason why Andre Ilsolva or whatever the fuck his last name is,
Yeah.
caught like the majority of the passes, and Chase Brown was kind of ass, and their other running back who's named Zach Moss.
Shout out Zach Moss Tutty.
Yeah, I needed a Chase Brown rushing yard parlay to hit, and he did not. Fuck him. But
I fucking hate fantasy football, bro. Why this man gonna let Donovan A-Chain score fucking 27 points on me?
I bet. So on Thursday, I bet that he would not score a touchdown hours before the game started because there was talk that he wouldn't play, and then he scores the first touchdown of the game, and I wanted to put a hole in my wall.
I'm still projected to win though. We're good. He got 9 points from Josh Allen.
Yeah, and then so Patriots Seahawks, Patriots win. It's just
Yeah.
gonna be a defensive battle.
Well, I think the Patriots, they're a bad team. Like we talked about this. I think offensively they're a bad team just because I feel like they have no weapons.
I think the problem with them is that it's not that they don't have weapons, it's that they have like two rookies, and then they have like Tyquan Thornton, who's been in the league for 3 or 4 years, and he's kind of just like, he just kind of exists. And I mean, his really only good, I mean, I think he's a decent route runner, but he's a speed guy.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have an O-line to protect you to get the ball down the field, he's pretty much useless. And then it's like Demario Douglas is good, but like last year that man got hurt like every other week, so I don't really know like what he's doing. KJ Osborne is ass.
Bill Belichick was a shitty drafter the last few years and fucked him up.
It's kind of
Shitty offensive drafter.
It's really weird because I was thinking about this earlier. Bill was like people always talk about how Bill was like a shit drafter the last few years, but like I think it's like his 2020, 2021, like I think those two drafts, every pick but their first rounders are on, or a lot of those picks are on their second contracts with the team.
No, it's crazy. It's like, but you missed the. I know it's like he missed the most important pick every time.
Yeah, he can hit in the late rounds, but it's like taking Cole Strange at 28, taking N'Keal Harry at the end of the first round when Debo, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin.
Could have taken Lamar.
He could have taken Hunter Renfrow.
Were you one of the ones that wanted him to take Lamar that year?
I was not opposed to it. I know.
Imagine that would have looked like.
Lamar said he wanted to be a Patriot. That would have been cool. AJ.
What do you think that would have looked like?
Weird.
Think he would have won a Super Bowl?
I mean, as a backup, yeah.
I mean, like, you think Bill would have, like, at this era right now, you think Lamar Jackson would have still been a Patriot? You think Bill would have figured him out?
I think Bill could have figured, because I think in a world where that happens, McDaniels may or may not leave, because
You're right.
The chance of winning is. Cause I really think the only reason Josh McDaniels left is because they were kind of ass.
And he realized I'm a bad coach too.
Yeah.
Well, he'll get fired.
Actually,
He'll get fired and get shit talked by the Raiders for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's actually. He might be like the best offensive coordinator ever because he took Mac Jones as a rookie to the playoffs, and they had a top 5 scoring offense. And then
He seems like a guy that does not need to be a head coach.
No, and I mean the Raiders stuff was like he was trying to bring New England to Vegas, and just like Matt Patricia did to Detroit. And
he did that shit in Denver too.
Yeah, and
He flamed out in Denver.
Yeah,
Like he had the Tebow year, and then they got rid of him after.
Yeah, like right after.
Because he was not there. They fired him because I don't think McDaniels coached
he never
Peyton
coached
Manning,
Peyton,
right?
No.
Because they fired him and they got rid of him because they brought in what's his
John Fox probably.
John.
John Fox was the coach of that first Broncos.
I love because
Super Bowl.
I feel like John Fox has been to 2 Super Bowls. I don't think he's ever won.
No, he was the coach of the Panthers
Yep,
in '05.
Panthers. Yeah. Yep.
Just like Lovie Smith, coach of the Bears, '06.
Mhm. Shout out Gary Kubiak though, getting a Super Bowl.
As
He was
a-
the coach.
it was
He was
so
the coach for 50.
He was the coach of the Broncos for like a year, won a Super Bowl. The next year has health issues, can't coach, and then he's just gone.
Hey, don't forget he was the coach of the Texans forever.
He was their first ever Texans coach, I think.
I those Gary Kubiak teams with like the later 2000s ones, Schaub, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson,
Those are the good ones.
J.J. Watt on defense with fucking what was the crazy linebacker? Brian Kushner.
Brian Cushing, Whitney Merciless.
Cushing. Oh, Whitney Merciless. I remember Brian Cushing with the headbutt with the bat
with
and the
his,
helmet.
with his destroyed face. All right, I have a friend going to this game. We got Jets at the Titans. I think this is the Jets coming out. Like, this is where we see Aaron Rodgers shine because the Titans are ass.
I completely agree. I think the Jets are about to whoop the Titans.
I think the Jets like are a good football team. I don't know if they're like. It's weird that like a year ago they were like supposed to win the Super Bowl and then Aaron Rodgers plays 4 snaps and then they go to have the longest season ever, and it just if I was a Jets fan, I don't think I would have lived through that. I think I would have just killed myself, in Minecraft, and
Of course.
because it's like, how do you endure 50 years of just torture? I don't know how people do it. The Patriots have been bad for 4 years, and I want to just die. Like, I hate football. Like, for the first 25 years of my life, they were the best team in the league, and now they're just ass. And it's a miserable existence. I don't know how people do it.
Listen, let me explain. It's a weird thing, and I know they won a Super Bowl since I've been a Rams fan. You know,
Yeah,
2 technically, but I can't claim the first one.
yeah.
It's numbing. You know what? This is where I realize this is why I figured out I'm more of a fan of football rooting for bad teams because then I end up just watching games that aren't games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is like, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go to my living room with my 2 TVs. I'm going to put a Sunday Ticket on, watch the Patriots game, and have.
You get the multi-box and Sunday Ticket.
Yeah,
Or you get a-
you get it, but I mean, if the Patriots are on, I'm just going to watch the Patriots.
Why is there 10 fucking noon games today? I hate when they do this.
I also hate when they do this because there's 3 3 o'clock games.
It's ass. Why is it not an even? I don't understand how it's not like an even split.
I think it's just a time zone thing, because it's the Chiefs game is the game of the week, but the other 2 are West
So I
Coast
mean,
games.
we can't.
I mean, I would make like maybe the Titans game at 3, or the Vikings game at 3, because they're all both in central time zones.
Yeah, you put Vikings and Titans, and then that would have been
And the-
10 and 5. That'd been
maybe-
perfect.
Maybe the Packers. Oh fuck! You put the
Cowboy.
Lions.
Why is Cowboys Saints at noon? Put that at fucking 3 o'clock.
What's funny is that's the noon game, and Tom Brady's calling that.
That's the Fox game of the week.
And I won't get to hear Tom Brady this week. Actually, maybe.
That Cowboys should game because Cowboy. I feel like. Yeah, that should be old. I don't know.
I don't know.
I hate the 3 o'clock split for Red Zone because it's like you get nothing.
Yeah,
I got a lot of Scott Hansen talking to me.
yeah. I don't pay for Red Zone because I don't like Red Zone.
I don't pay for anything right now, brother.
Well, even if I didn't, I wouldn't watch Red Zone.
You don't like Red Zone?
No, I'd rather just watch a game. If I'm gonna watch
I get-
highlights, I'll watch the YouTube highlights later. If I'm like, I don't really care.
My ADD brain for a while got so I love a Red Zone. It's like I'll watch a touchdown, then I'll watch another touchdown, and then we just keep moving. Now we're taking you down to Jacksonville where they're second and goal. Hell yeah,
That
interception.
True, but what I normally do is I'll like take my iPad or my Switch or something to my living room, and I'll just multitask my brain while I'm doing that.
That's good.
All right, so we're both taking the Jets.
Yeah.
Last noon game, Giants at the Commanders. This might be the worst game of the week.
Yeah, I think Commanders win, but it's ugly.
But it's like 6-3. What if we get a game that's like 3-2?
I think the Commanders might kind of. They have a little stuff going on offense.
I mean,
right?
I mean, they've
theoretically.
I mean, Jaden Daniels could rush for 100 yards, but like.
And Terry McLaurin. I think the Giants are ass. They have a good defense. I mean, they got like what's his name?
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
They're like, I think the Giants' defense is like okay. I'm getting to this point where it's like I really like Brian Dable, and it's like I want to know how they made the playoffs 2 years ago.
Is that crazy? They won a playoff game.
They won a playoff game 2 years ago, and now
with Daniel Jones.
And now they are like maybe a top 5. The last 2 years, the top 5 worst team in football.
You know what? That's crazy. You know what team confuses me more?
What?
No, I mean it's still a Giants team. Do you remember the 12-4 Ben McAdoo? Speaking of him, do you remember that year, the 2016?
Yeah. When they went to Green Bay in the playoffs and lost because their receivers were doing coke on a boat in Miami.
Yeah. I remember that whole year. They only I think they only lost the Cowboys twice and like 2 other random teams. I remember they were 12-4. That was the Odell year, right?
That was one of the good Odell years.
Is that the Odell catch year?
No. That was his rookie year.
Damn.
That was like 2 years later. I think the year after that is when Odell married the field goal kicking post and like scored a touchdown and got on all fours like Sketch and pissed on the.
Yep.
And then he threw his helmet at the field goal post and got hit in the head by his own helmet.
I miss Odell celebrations.
He punched the water cooler. He was a menace like 7 years ago.
New York Odell was crazy.
I wish he was on the Giants. Fuck. Dude, you know what's crazy is he's gonna come back on the Dolphins and Skylar Thompson is gonna be playing. He's gonna be playing with him. That is so funny. The Odell fall off needs to be studied.
Should have stayed with the Rams.
Yeah, I don't like. I understand not signing, like immediately after tearing your ACL in the Super Bowl, but you.
They wanted him back too.
Yeah. What's also
they were trying to sign.
I actually think he ended up owing the Rams money because
his Bitcoin?
Because of his Bitcoin contract. Because it was worth like like 10 million when he signed or whatever, and then Bitcoin crashed.
Or he got. I remember there was every fucking game they kept talking about that. Like it'd be randomly in the second quarter. You know, Odell converted his salary into Bitcoin. Not sure what that means. I don't know, Jim.
I don't know, Jim. I don't know Jim.
I don't know, Jim.
I don't know about that Silicon Valley bullshit, Jim.
You know, Mike. You know, Tirico. This Odell guy. He's just got Bitcoin. You know. I don't even know what that means, Tirico. I don't even know where Al is. Where's Al Michaels at?
The 3:00 games. Rams, Cardinals.
Give me Rams. Fuck the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are bad.
I think the Cardinals are also bad. I think the Rams will win. I don't know if it'll be a blowout or if it'll be 21-20.
Oh, this feels like a 17-10 game, you know?
Yeah, this feels
or like whatever, 27-24 game.
This has the makings to be also like one of the most boring games of the week.
My expert opinion, what the fuck? I think Rams are going to get it'll be like a second, it'll have a big first half lead, and then we'll watch all third quarter of Kyler getting like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like 2 touchdowns, like bombs, back-to-back drives, and next thing you know, it's like a 3-point Rams lead. And then the Rams end up doing nothing, and then Kyler realizes he's 5-1 again. Or who knows? Tre'Davious White might blow another coverage, you know? He's old as fuck.
Never forget when Tre'Davious White got concussed by Gronk. That was the good old days.
Didn't he win a DPO? Didn't he win a Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't think so.
No, that was the cornerback that was with the. That was your guy.
Oh yeah,
Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore. Yeah.
That was the other Bills quarterback that left.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they? My timelines might be wrong. Wasn't Tre'Davious White kind of like Gilmore replacement?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was drafted.
They drafted him to replace Gilmore.
Yeah.
What's next? Steelers Broncos.
Steelers Broncos. This game is also going to be dog shit. and I don't know really who to pick.
Russ revenge game, but he's not playing, huh?
He's not
That's
playing,
Fields.
it's Fields. So it's Fields versus
Is it a Broncos revenge game against the Steelers
from 10 years ago,
for them having to cut Russell Wilson? You know,
or from
like the
getting,
Broncos. Yeah.
or from Tim Tebow beating them in the playoffs 12
Ooh.
years ago. I don't know. This game's tough because they're both.
This
bad.
one like I said, this one like I don't know. I feel like Broncos win,
I wonder who.
and like both these teams are very similar to me with like great defenses. I think probably Pittsburgh has a better defense.
Yeah, I picked Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, well because T.J. Watt was crazy last week, and I feel like the Broncos probably don't have an O-line good enough to protect him from T.J. Watt.
Not Bo Nix ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, so
Who's the receivers too? They got rid of Jerry Jeudy. He's in Cleveland now.
yeah, and they cut Tim Patrick.
Ah, fuck Tim Patrick.
I don't even know. I don't know who plays for the Broncos.
They got Cortland Sutton,
Oh yeah.
who I've heard is good, and he's got good ratings in Madden, but I don't think I've ever seen him do something cool on a football field.
Oh wait, last year that man had like 5 crazy touchdown catches.
Really?
Yeah, that dude was crazy last year.
I don't watch Denver football.
I fuck the Broncos. I don't really watch.
Shout out, didn't Cortland Sutton go to SMU?
I think so.
Shout out SMU, huh?
Best player in SMU history. He did. Hold on, I gotta look up NFL players from SMU.
Preston Stone might be on the list.
Preston Stone will be on this list.
You talking about Eric Dickerson?
Let's see here. We got Jerry Ball, Jerry Mays, Doak Walker. That's a name.
Doak Walker, you mean the greatest running back of all time that they give out the running back award to for greatest running back, Doak Walker?
The GOAT.
Emmanuel Sanders went there. Don't forget about him.
Oh, Kelvin Beachum.
Mm-hmm. Thomas Morstead.
Shane Buechele. James Prochet. Cortland Sutton. Rashee Rice.
Greg James. He was on ESPN for a while.
Wait. I didn't know Rashee Rice went to SMU.
Did he really?
Thomas Morstead, the GOAT. Danny Gray. Love me some SMU.
Kelvin Beachum, you say him already?
Yeah. Let's see here. Who is the most recent? Shout out Charles Woods, Jordan Miller. Is there a DeVar Levelston? Elijah Chapman? Who's the last quarterback? Oh, Shane Buechele, Super Bowl champion Shane Buechele. American hero. Cole Beasley went to SMU.
Oh, yeah.
We love our anti-vax king. All right. Chiefs Bengals.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chiefs by a mile.
Country mile. Are we gonna get a three-peat?
I hope not. I can't live in a world
It's
where
what you said last night. Like I'm like almost accepted this.
I just don't think I can live in a world where the Patriots are outdone by the Chiefs. The Patriots never three-peated. Nobody's ever done it. I don't think it'll happen.
Imagine a world where Mahomes like legit wins 6 in a row and then retires.
I don't want to think about that. Mostly because I think that like a part of me kind of thinks that could happen.
That's what's fucked.
It's like, but like,
It's crazy because like I'm not even a Chiefs. I'm not like a Chiefs fan. I'm like sort of a Chiefs hater, but you know, I feel like I am a Chiefs hater. But I know this is the thing about us. We're the ball knowers, right?
Yeah.
We don't fall into traps. We can admit stuff. You know what I mean? We hate a team.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams.
But I'm not fucking dumb. Now I saw a clip where it was like everyone on the what's the other? It's not ESPN. It's like Fox Sports. Is FS1 still a thing? Yeah.
Yeah. CT ESPN.
Yeah, that's like with isn't it like Jim Jones and LaShawn McCoy on there?
Yeah.
That was a first thing. Speak Up or whatever. Some of those shows are fucking dumb.
With Nick Wright.
It's not the Nick Wright one. That show's whatever. It's the one with like what's his name, Emmanuel Ocho.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ocho, yeah.
I see those 4 dudes. I'm like, these are 4 dudes that are broke. Are like, no, they make more money than me. I'm like, I shit on them. Like these 4 dudes that are losers got nothing else to do. We got 4 dumb motherfuckers on TV talking about, and they know football, I guess, because they played it. But it was a clip about, I guess they're old college football players because they're pro players too. But it's like the Dylan, what's his name, Raiola?
Oh yeah, the Mahomes
Shador thing,
yeah.
where he was like the defense. They asked the linebacker for Nebraska, and he was like, "Don't compare him. Shador's not good." And he's like, "Dylan's actually a dog." And then they're all like, "Imagine saying that as a linebacker. Imagine saying things you can't cash." I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing on TV all day?"
Yeah, it's like.
And then I was like, "I get LaShawn McCoy, but like, there's like revisionist history that he was like a great running back. I mean, he was really good, but it's like." I have never once thought LaShawn McCoy was the best running back in the league, or top 2.
Maybe one of those years in Philly, but
like, what were they doing? They weren't on good teams.
Yeah, that's the thing is like LaShawn McCoy.
I think Deshaun Jackson's the most overrated receiver ever.
Yeah, he has like Deshaun Jackson has like 5 highlight plays, and that's about it.
He's the DeMarcus Cousins of football.
Remember when Matt Stafford threw him that touchdown on the Rams, and then he quit to go to because he wanted to win and went to the Raiders, and they imploded and the Rams won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, because he's not a smart man.
He's a retard.
He's not. Man returned. Man had highlights. I'm not dogging on Deshaun Watson, but it's like
Jackson.
He's like Ben Gordon. Like, yeah, it's the NFL. It's like like in the NBA, right? If you're on a bad team, everyone can put up 20 points.
Deshaun Jackson is like Linsanity. Like he has like 5. He has like a year where he was like really really good. And then out of nowhere, everybody thought he was like one of the best receivers in football, and it just doesn't make any sense.
I hope my years are lined up, but I really think he returned that punt the last game of the season.
In like 2010.
They fucked the Eagles up, the Giants up. Then the Giants missed the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And then the next year, I believe the next year is like the come out year. That's like the Nick Foles. That's like the 2011 crazy season. That's the Vic.
Nick Foles is 2012, so I think
2011 makes sense. That makes sense. That's when they got Vic. That's the dream team. When they signed 2 quarterbacks, remember that? They signed Vince Young, and he's the backup. We said we're the dream team. Yep. Nnamdi Asomugha, the best quarterback in football for a time.
Oh, what a time.
And then Macklin. Oh my God.
Have you seen
Vic throwing bombs?
Have you seen that clip of LaShawn McCoy calling Jeremy Macklin, and he answers? He goes, "Hey, what do you think about Chip Kelly?" And he goes,
"Bitch."
He goes, "He's a bitch. He trash."
No, I saw the one where it's that podcast, him and fucking Deshaun Jackson, and they also have fucking Gerald McCoy on there.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if it's always the 3 of them, but they were they called like all the former Eagles players. They called like everybody. That's first crazy. Word, bitch.
Bitch.
But no, and then LaShawn McCoy tried to call him, and Deshaun Jackson kept calling Sam Bradford a bum, an ass. And shout out Jared McCoy. He goes, I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't a bum. And they're like, he was ass. And he's like, okay. He's like, what do we do? He said, he's like, he was a bum on the Eagles. He said, when he set the completion percentage record, he wasn't a bum.
He was no bum.
I was like, shout out Jared McCoy for riding for fucking Sam Bradford, dog.
What a guy. What a time.
But no, fuck. I hate sports media, bro.
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't watch. I see Pat McAfee clips every now and then, but most of the like sports media I consume is just like kind of like what this is, just like dudes on TikTok talking.
And it's like, my thing is, I know we've called several people ass in this show,
but it's because they are.
Yeah. But my biggest thing is like, I hate when like it'll be like always like a Rams team, but it'll be like, the Niners, right? They'll lose. If they lose to the Vikings, is Kyle Shanahan a bad coach?
No.
Probably not. Like, no, buddy. It's NFL. It's week 2. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like the 40. Like Kyle Shanahan and the Bears or the Niners lost a week 1 game to the Bears, who were the worst team in football that year, and it's because they played in Chicago during a fucking like monsoon.
I just remember the Justin Fields scoring the touchdown, them sliding, and it legit looked like a slip and slide.
Yeah,
it was like puddles in the end zone.
They were playing in mud. And it's like, you expect Trey Lance in his first ever like real career start to go in and play in this. It's not gonna happen.
No, it's just like if like we'll go to the next. You ready to move on?
Yeah. Speaking
No,
of,
if the Bears beat the Texans tonight,
the Texans aren't a bad team.
CJ Stroud's not a bum.
No.
Caleb Williams is not better than CJ Stroud. Even if it's like even if it's like some like 30 to 27 like like shootout, and Caleb Williams like damn he looked good. It's like that doesn't make the Texans bad.
I'm really worried because it looks like Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze both might not play.
Oh, they're getting dog walk.
I think the Texans might just fucking obliterate them.
No, I think it's gonna be. Dog, we talked about this last night. I think the Texans are good.
I think the Texans could go to the Super Bowl. I mean, we predicted that. I think both did, but I think it's not unheard of for a second-year quarterback to go to a Super Bowl because I mean it's happened. Like Burrow did it recently. I mean Mahomes did it in essentially his second year starting. So I mean it's not unheard of. I think they're the only team that hasn't played the Chiefs, and I think that's what is going to set them aside.
We've talked about this. I think to beat the Chiefs, it's like a recipe of like you have to have multiple weapons that you're confident in, and then a quarterback that's like not scared,
Yeah, Joe Burrow is not a bitch. That's why.
And that sounds like a dumb thing, but it's like the problem with the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens should have beat the Chiefs last year. They were playing better than them. They just didn't have anyone they trusted throwing the ball to besides Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I think.
And the Chiefs knew that, and they're like, we're going to put the best two cornerbacks in football against him.
The Ravens were down 10, and they were playing like they were down 30. Like, you're down 10 with, 20 minutes left. You can run the ball still. Like, you have time to do that. And instead, it's like, well, we need to score quick, so Lamar, we need you to throw 40 yards down the field to Zay Flowers. And it's like...
Same with the fucking Niners when they're...
Yeah, the Niners do the same shit.
They were up, 4 points, and they got the, the first 10 possessions, Mahomes got 9 points or something crazy like that?
Yeah, it's insane.
And they're playing like they're up 75 points, parking the bus, running 1-yard things, and then punting the ball. I'm like, no, that's what I said. I don't think the Niners are that team, but the Texans, like I said, they have that Cincinnati where it's like, you have legit 3 good receivers.
Yeah.
3 receivers that can win one-on-one. You got a good tight end. You got a good running back, a good offensive line. And then you have a coach who at least shown, and a quarterback who's not going to, show up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the Chiefs, they want to be, it's like that, it's like that dumb thing where it's like, I feel like they want to be, they're asking to be beat. Beat them.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, it's like, fucking beat them. They're not, I feel like the Chiefs are like, yeah, we really don't want to do this. And then it's like Mahomes is sitting there in the half, it's like the fourth quarter, and he's like, I'm not going to let fucking Lamar Jackson go embarrass us to the Niners in the Super Bowl. Fuck this.
Yeah, it's like the Chiefs...
He's keeping Kyle Shanahan from having a Super Bowl, and I kind of respect Mahomes for that.
It is really funny.
I kind of respect that. He's like, I'm not letting this motherfucker get one. He's not good. He hasn't earned...
I mean...
he's going to try to beat us with a backup third-string white dude. Nice try.
Shanahan has broken... I think he's been beaten with the 3 most blown leads in the Super Bowl. Were they up 10 this one, too? The last year?
Pretty sure they were up 10.
Because they were up 10 and 54, which is the first Chiefs won. And then he was the offensive coordinator on the Falcons when Tom Brady was down 28-3-1.
The greatest Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, it's...
And it's funny because I say it's the greatest Super Bowl, but I think it's ass because that Super Bowl, I think that changed me as a football fan between hating the Patriots and just accepting them.
Yeah. Hold on, not only do I have that Super Bowl number tattooed, I have maybe my favorite sports thing ever. Let me find it.
I love this. I wonder who's let's see what we gotta do. Let's kill some air real quick.
This is a figure set of Tom Brady, James White, and Julian Edelman doing the catch. I bought this when it came out, and I've never it's not gonna ever leave this box.
You know what's crazy is that fucking catch. I remember watching that. I thought that was so bullshit. And the only thing I hate is that's the catch now. That Julio catch on the sideline is like
it's also.
I think it's like almost crazier than that catch, and it was like. It didn't matter. You know what I mean?
It mattered nothing because they got sacked twice because Kyle Shanahan didn't.
I swear, I watched that Super Bowl by myself in my apartment, And I remember I called my mom after to tell her about it, and she was like, "Oh, we left at halftime. Did the Falcons end up winning?" And I was like,
Yeah, you're not gonna believe this.
I was like, "You're not gonna." I said, the Patriots won in overtime. And I remember my dad like, "What the fuck?" He's like, I don't hear that man cuss. He was just like, "Why do we fucking leave early? I told you we should just watch the game at fucking home." He's like, "Did you record it or anything?" I was like, "Dog, I'm watching this on my my free apartment cable. I didn't have any fucking I didn't record anything."
I
was like, "Game will be on YouTube tomorrow. You're good, Dad."
I watched that game with my dad, as I do pretty much every football game. And I remember the Patriots were down 21-0. Brady, it was 14-0. Brady throws a pick six, and it becomes 21-0. I took my phone. My dad always talks about this. I took my phone and just like threw it across the room, out of anger. And then things just started. It was like 21-3 at halftime, and then it just got. Then it happened. It was the greatest Super Bowl of my life. That's probably like my favorite football moment ever. It's up there with the Malcolm Butler interception. Like that Malcolm Butler interception is something I will also never forget watching live. Like,
that was the great. So I hate the Seahawks. I remember watching that.
That's the greatest play I've ever seen.
It's like I'm on my couch at my parents' house because 2014, right?
Yeah.
I'm out of work that night. I think I don't think I worked. I was sitting on the couch. I remember my aunt's boyfriend at the time, who was a giant Seahawks fan from Washington's on the couch. I don't know why he's over at our house. They didn't live in Springfield. They're just visiting or something.
That's also kind of funny because so it was the Super Bowl of 2015, but it was the 2014 season.
Yeah, that's right.
So in December of January of that year, my grandma died like a month, and I have family from Washington, and a bunch of family flew in for that, and I had a cousin that was like. The next week after her funeral was the Seahawks-Packers playoff game, and he was like, "I'm trying to get tickets to go to that." He's like, "I fucking love the Seahawks."
My grandma wouldn't want me to go.
Yeah. Well, it's like, funny enough, that's like the only time I've ever seen that guy in my life.
Hell
so
yeah.
It was like kind of funny. And I have a crazy uncle that lives up there that, actually, my dad said he likes the Patriots, but I don't really know. I don't know.
He might be a Seahawk fan.
I don't. There's some stuff I can say, but I don't want to say it live on the internet.
I'll get you, brother.
He's a.
No, I just remember.
I
remember.
Let me just. This I can say because it's really funny. One time, my dad talks to him on the phone sometimes, and my dad is never one to put a phone on speaker, but one time for some reason he did. And we were watching basketball, and I hear my dad go, so he's like, "Hey, yeah," he's like, "we're just watching the Celtics or something like that." And my uncle straight up goes, this is exactly what he said. There's no slur or anything, but it is racist. He goes, "I cannot watch them long-haired monkeys shoot up threes. Why the fuck do you watch that sport?" And then my dad, I see my dad immediately put his like headphones in, and he takes the phone off of speaker. And then an hour later, I was like, "Dad, what the fuck was that?" And he was like, "Yeah, he gets like that sometimes."
He likes 90s basketball. What can I say?
He's a big Larry Bird fan.
He misses the old days.
But,
no, to circle. Oh, I was like the Niners were up 10 in that Super.
Yeah. And then lose overtime.
And now, it's even crazier than that because the start of the second half, Mahomes throws an interception.
Yeah.
Their first possession. I'm like reading this. I'm reading the game summary, and I'm like getting actually mad
that the Chiefs won a Super Bowl.
And all I hear in my head, it's not even the Chiefs. It's more fuck the 49ers. You know what I mean?
Fuck the 49ers.
That's all I think. They're they're up 10-0. Then they get a field goal. It's 10. Well, then the Chiefs get a field goal. They 10-3 to start the second half. The 49ers immediately fuck around, punt the ball. Then Mahomes' first play, there was an interception that the Chiefs then immediately, the Niners then immediately punt again. Insane. And then they go back-to-back and they punt. The Chiefs don't do anything until like 9 minutes in the third quarter when they finally get a field goal.
That's insane.
They had the Chiefs punt the ball twice and throw an interception in the second half before they finally got a touchdown. They tied the game up. Fuck the Niners.
Fuck the Niners. All
But
right.
now we on Falcons Eagles.
Falcons Eagles. This game will now be fun because not only can Kirk Cousins not move, AJ Brown is not playing. So, so this game could like honestly right now. I don't know if it could go either way.
We see Michael Penis.
We might, but have you seen Kirk Cousins throw?
No.
Have you seen him in practice? That man, his Achilles is not good.
We're gonna have to get Michael Penis out here.
I think Michael Penis Jr. needs to come in and play.
What about Michael Penis Senior? What's he's up to?
I wonder what Michael Penis Sr. is.
what is Michael Penix?
Where's Michael Penis at?
I do love when the football player puts a senior on their shirt, so we don't get them confused with their now newborn. I always enjoy that.
That is.
Like when Mohamed Sanu became Mohamed Sanu Senior. It's like, oh, I didn't realize. I thank God. I thought the newborn child, Mohamed Sanu Jr., was playing for the Falcons.
Oh no.
That's my.
Shout out Patriots Mohamed Sanu. Fuck that guy.
I remember I always liked Mohamed Sanu on the Falcons because I had. The reason that Falcons Super Bowl year is crazy for me is I had Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, and Julio Jones in fantasy that year. I know 3 from the Falcons. Bad look.
But that was
They
the
were-
best year ever.
My team was humming that year.
I believe it.
No, I also had Mohamed Sanu. I've started him a couple times in fantasy when he's famously thrown a touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll also like usually catch some that game. So I'll look up and I'll have like a crazy like 30-point Sanu game. Like what just happened? And it's like 1 passing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. I'm like, okay, Taysom Hill.
What the fuck happened? All
No,
right.
I think the Falcons win this. I don't.
I think
I think
the Eagles smoke them still.
You think so?
I like the Eagles. Like if AJ Brown, since AJ Brown's not playing, they still got Devonta Smith. They still got Saquon.
This is an Eagle game where they have to prove they're still that team. You know.
Yeah,
I guess that was against Green Bay, huh?
that was a good game. But
You're right. I
But
think the Eagles might wallop the Falcons.
I think on paper, like before the season, this would have been a good game. But seeing what the Falcons couldn't beat, they couldn't beat 6 field goals last week. But Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown, so we're back.
I do love a good bird on bird game.
Bird on bird's always fun.
I do like looking at the mascot. I do like mascot matchups. What do you think wins, a Falcon or a Eagle?
Probably a Falcon.
You think there's footage of that? Pull that up.
Jamie,
Tristan, come in the. Jamie, come pull. We'll have Tristan be Jamie. Football pods. He'll sit behind a.
that'd be fun.
Tristan, pull up a video of a Falcon fighting an Eagle. Then show me Andre Johnson punching. Was it Cortland Finnegan?
That is where he's like just standing on top of
Yeah.
him, beating the fuck out of him.
Give me that from the 2008 Texans game. Or 2000. That was a good time.
All right, I gotta get downstairs to watch the Patriots game. So
It is
11:57.
11:56.
So, please like and subscribe.
Next week we'll be back on Friday.
This is just a bad timing for the both of us. But we'll be back on Friday, hopefully.
I like this. Oh, that's a little fun. Coming into kickoff. We're like your kickoff show. This is your big noon kickoff.
Honestly, maybe we could just do this Sunday before.
You wanna watch Jay Wright or whatever his name is? Jay fucking
Jay
Blazer?
Feely?
You wanna see all those fucks? You wanna see Teddy Bradshaw stumble over his words? Fuck that.
You sure don't. Fuck Teddy Bridge. Fuck Teddy.
Um,
Actually, no. Teddy Bridgewater goated. Fuck Teddy Bradshaw.
Come to your PC, watch our Twitch stream, then immediately click off the tab to go to Stream East, watch all the games.
No. Don't do that. Don't go to Stream East. All right. See you next week.